And with me is Yannis Papantoniou. He was the Greek finance minister from 1994 until 2001. And first of all, I want to ask him, sir, what went wrong? How did we get into this mess?
Two things. First of all, the budget deficit got out of control in the last five years. And secondly, there was complete inaction so far as structural reforms are concerned, so that a loss of competitiveness has been quite tremendous so far as the Greek economy is concerned. So these two problems, the deficit of the budget and the deficit in competitiveness, are hanging around the Greek economy and prevent it from joining the global economic recovery that is underway, and also explain why it faces so big problems in financial markets.
Let me ask you, you were the finance minister during the period when Greece went into the euro.
Exactly.
And it's at that period precisely that Eurostat came out and questioned the quality of the statistics that were being provided to the European Union at the time. Do you feel responsible for that?
Until 2001, when I left the finance minister, there was absolutely no questioning of the credibility of the Greek statistics. The matter arose in 2004, was completely addressed, and it has been shown that the Greek statistics at the time when Greece joined was fully accurate, and Greece had achieved its entry to the Eurozone on its own merit, and having achieved a tremendous stabilization of the economy during those years. Matters got worse after 2004, and as you have seen, the budget deficit in 2009 proved to be 12.7% instead of 6% that was announced months before the elections. And this is exactly what the problem lies. There has been political manipulation of the Greek Statistical Office, and I think the present government is very correct in trying to rectify this by establishing an independent statistical authority. But this applies to now, not to then.
Okay, let's ask about the question at hand. How do you see, what form do you think a bailout should take if one is to happen here?
Well, the first thing I want to point out is that the mess that exists now in the Greek economy should be put right by the government, by the Greek government. It is always better to put our own house in order according to our own priorities, because it would be more socially balanced and more effective, in the sense that we don't need only budget cuts to redress the fiscal crisis, but we also need deep structural reforms, which are very deeply political in nature: privatizations, market liberalizations, opening up closed shops, abolishing various state and bureaucratic restrictions on entrepreneurship so as to engineer new sources of growth. This is very essential.
That's what should happen.
So this should happen. Now, of course, in the meantime, and before this program shows results, we need some international assistance, to the extent that the problems of Greece have become the problems of the Eurozone. And now Greece is facing attacks in the markets which do not only relate to its own problems, but also relate to weaknesses in the Eurozone structure.
So what
the bailout, we don't need bailout. Yeah. We need a cover, a financial cover, so as to go through this very delicate transition period until we apply our contingency plans, until we apply our own program.
Okay, so what chances do you give this government then of talking about, of being able to achieve the reforms that you're talking about and that they've laid out in their growth and stability plan?
That's a big challenge. First of all, this government is a strong government, has won a big election victory 4 months ago with 11% difference from the opposition party. The government remains very popular. The Prime Minister is a strong leader, so it's up to them to apply the program I'm referring to. I hope they will, and they have shown in recent weeks and days that they're moving in this direction. So I think we can be optimistic that Greece will put its own house in order, provided, of course, it does get an intermediate, transitional international assistance so as to overcome the problems it faces in the markets as a result of, as I mentioned, weaknesses in the Eurozone structures.
Just quickly, I want to ask, do you think European Union now seems to be that Germany and France, particularly Germany, is ruling the roost? What about this consensual approach that was taken by Jean-Claude Trichet from the ECB? Do you think that's over and now Germany's ruling?
I think that a European response will be more credible than a response initiated by just one country. And I have the impression that in the European Council there will be a joint European response where all the countries of the Eurozone will take part. This will be more credible for the markets and more proper for the functioning of the European Union.